next comic was losing his hair at an alarming rate. So he took matters into his own hands. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Jimmy Briggs, y'all.
Comedy Zone, how we doing? Woo! I know you're all wondering, how did he take matters into his own hands? He's wearing a hat. Like that. Like that. Turns out all it takes to beat male pattern baldness is a trip to Target and $25 for a pair of clippers. You just dive right into baldness real quick. I decided to trim the hair. I went to my barber back when, these fields were lush. I went to a barber and I was like, hey man, it was our first time seeing each other. Dapped each other up and everything like that, and I sat down and I used to have a bald spot. It looked like this, but just right here. And I sit down in the chair and he looks at me and he's like, hey, oh. And I was like, oh, like, bro, fix it. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean, huh? Like, could you imagine going into like surgery and the surgeon's like, oh, we're gonna work on, like, you went to school, sir, all right? Night of 500 laughs, I do like the counter up here. I like that they reset it, though, because I was really worried about, like, a Family Feud final money situation. Where, like, we all go up and it's only at, like, 280, and then the last person comes out here and they're like, all right, no, we got it. We're in the money. And then Steve Harvey's just like, Denise, Tom got 4. And she's just like, Jesus Christ. And the first clue is like, something you touch, and she just panics and is like, but, and then Steve hits you with one of these. He's just done. Yeah. So yeah, glad we're at 95 and then tilt. I don't know what tilt means, but we're tilting. Guys, anyone live in Noda here? We got any Noda people? Woo! You guys like to pay $1,800 a month to watch gentrification happen too? That's sick. That is sick. Me and my girlfriend, we live in Noda. When we were touring the apartments and stuff like that, I don't understand what's up with our generation. My generation, we love exposed like brickwork and piping, which is all things I cannot fix if they break. So we were like touring an apartment. My girlfriend was like, babe, there's exposed piping right there. And I was like, that's cool. She was like, it is. We should get this place. And I was like, that exposed pipe, do you know what happens if that breaks? She's like, what? And I was like, we have to find a new place with exposed piping because I cannot fix that, okay? But I like Noda. It's very walkable. Me and my girlfriend, we went to the bars pretty recently, and we were coming home, and we're walking side by side on the sidewalk as couples do. And another couple was coming down the sidewalk at us. And you guys know the common courtesy. When you're going 2 and 2 on a sidewalk, you go single file so everyone can get through. Meathead boyfriend in the other group never got that memo, okay? He was coming in wide. He just did lats. He's coming in wide. And I was like, well, I don't want to look like a bitch in front of my girlfriend. I don't want to like just be like, oh, excuse me, sir. Like, so I was like, all right, like I guess I'm gonna bump into this guy. Like I don't want to, but all right. So I'm walking and like I'm prepping for the shoulder check and everything, and we collide. And we didn't just collide. Like he put a little on it, which I didn't like. I didn't appreciate that. And he turned around, he looked at me, and he went, hey man, what's your problem? And that put me in a weird position. Because at that point in time, when someone says, hey, what's your problem? You have 2 options, okay? 1, you can look like a bitch in front of your girlfriend, which I already clarified I didn't want to do. Or 2, you legally have to fight that person, okay? I don't know who wrote the law. I just know anytime I've ever heard, what's your problem? Fists have come shortly after, okay? So I was like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to look like a bitch. But what do I do? And I found a hidden third option that you can give to people who say, hey, man, what's your problem? Which is you have to give them a problem that they have to solve right then and there. So he looked at me and he was like, hey, man, what's your problem? And I went, you want to know my problem? And he went, yeah. And I went, I never learned how to read. Take a break real quick. Because that puts him in a weird position. Because his 2 options are now either he has to beat up an illiterate dude who everyone knows is illiterate because I yelled it, okay? Like, he put a little on the shoulder, I put some bass and I can't read, okay? Or two, he has to teach me how to read in order to morally beat my ass, okay? So I was like, I never learned how to read. And he went, how? And I was not prepared for follow-up questions. Okay? And I went, I don't know. I just never got the hang of vowels, I guess. Then he went, you must have went to a bad school. And I said, I did. And he went, where? And I was like, this has gone on for far too long. I'm going to head out. So I won that fight, I think. Me and my girlfriend, we were walking down the street after that, too wide, of course, laughing, because that's hilarious. And I just hear footsteps running up behind me, just like, pop, 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 pop. And I was like, damn, this guy is about to sucker punch an illiterate guy in the street. This is crazy. So I got my jaw clenched and everything. I'm prepping for the punch. And I feel a hand spin me around, and it's his girlfriend. And she looks at me, and she goes, excuse me, do you actually not know how to read? And my girl, spoiler alert before I get to the rest of this, I graduated summa cum laude as an English major, so reading I got, okay? I'm okay. I make it through the phone book. But my girlfriend went to break the bit and be like, no, he knows how to read, and I don't know what came over me. I've never done this before. I've not done it since. I just cupped her mouth. And I was like, babe, this is where it gets good. Let's settle in, okay? So I looked at this girl and I was like, actually, no. Like I said, never got the hang of vowels. And she was like, well, I'm a preschool teacher. Here's my phone number. Text me and I'll teach you how to read. So not only did I kick that guy's ass that night, I've been texting his girlfriend for 3 weeks. I'm finally getting the hang of vowels. I really think I'm turning a corner. It did bug me, though. She's a preschool teacher. She's, like, molding the minds of future generations and everything like that. She did not deduce that a man who can't read would not do well through text-based learning, which... Give him a raise, cut the budget. We got to figure teachers out, guys. That's all I'm saying. That's it.